Good morning. My name is Gene Merkel. I want to welcome you today to the Mississippi Agricultural and Forestry Experiment Station North Farm on the campus of Mississippi State University. It's where we do a great deal of research. Most of you know me or may recognize me from other videos that I've done with Certified Training Institute, primarily in my position as Pesticide Safety Education Coordinator. But today we're going to talk about something a little out of the box. I am also a master's degree candidate in entomology, and we came up with a rather unique idea, and I'll tell you, the roots of this started, I suppose, back when I was in high school, and I used to work out here on the North Farm, and we did insect sampling with sweep nets and drop cloths, and nearly all of that at that time had to be done manually. Well, I got the idea that we might be able to use drones. Drones are certainly in the news today and being widely used for lots of things. But I came up with a means of engineering a drone so that it would actually carry a sweep net. And so we came up with the idea that perhaps we could use drones and correlate what we would catch in insect samples with the drone with what we would do in sweep nets and drop cloths. And the idea would be, on particularly wet days, like one we have here in Mississippi, we get these random thunderstorms out of nowhere, and it makes it difficult to sample because not only are the soybeans wet, but the ground is wet and makes it difficult to get in there. So the idea was if we could develop some means of correlating what we could catch with drone sampling to sweep net or drop cloth sampling, then we might be able to do away with the manual component. We're in the very early stages of this. We've had a couple of drones that we've worked with. I will tell you that the first one we've face planted a dozen or so times into the soybeans, and generally it's tough on a piece of precision equipment to drag it through a field full of soybeans. But what we found thus far is promising. We are able to collect insects, and we use a couple of different methods. Actually, our sampling for each sample or field that we sample, we take 24 samples. There are 16 of those are drone samples, and the remainder are manual samples with sweep nets and drop cloths. With the drone, we're flying distances of 25 and 50 meters at 4 meters per second and at 6 meters per second. And then we're catching these samples, we put them in bags, and then we take them back to the lab where they're counted later. As we thought about this, and knowing that when the elements don't allow for you to do appropriate sampling, it's obviously critical to know in a crop of any kind what your insect load is, so you can know whether you need to treat or not. And what we anticipated is that if we could correlate what a drone would collect to sweep net samples, then we would be able to effectively sample a crop, say with a consultant, not having to manually walk out into a field of old beans where they might be healed over, it might be difficult to walk through, or in the situation where the ground conditions were so wet that you simply couldn't walk in. What if you could send a drone in to do this? We think this would revolutionize the sampling process. It would save lots of time as far as consultants go. The end game being, if you're saving consultants time, then their cost for doing consulting goes down, and it saves the farmer cost in his consulting in order to determine whether he needs to spray crops or not.